Okay, I've been talking recently in my videos about how to pray, basically how to have effective time during your quiet time or your time of prayer. The first session, what I talked about was organizing your time and scheduling your time. You want to schedule a time each day that you pray, and you want to organize that time effectively. And so I just want to expound upon organizing your prayer time and continue to explain that. I talked about in the first video about approaching spiritual fitness the same way that we approach physical fitness, in an organized way. And you can break it up into different exercises basically that you do, maybe to warm up, to start to get connected in prayer, and then an exercise time, a more intensive time of prayer with different exercises for that, and then a cool down. And so today I want to talk about another sort of warm-up exercise. The first one that I talked about in the last video was singing the Psalms, and the second exercise that I want to talk about is worship, and just give you some tips on that. My first tip would probably be to make sure that you are singing worship songs that magnify Jesus, that talk about Jesus, that talk about God. I'm amazed these days how many songs are so focused on ourselves and focused on what God can do for us, but really the whole reason that we were created is for Him. He was not created for us, and He doesn't exist for our exaltation, but we exist for His. So, and that is, you can really see that in Revelations. If you look at the hymns of Revelation is what they're called. There are songs that heaven is singing. So heaven's hymns, and all of them are exalting Jesus and talking about the worthiness of Christ and God, and well, mainly Jesus actually. And these give us an example of the type of worship that we should really enter into, and that will connect it will do great things in our lives. I mean, you think that not singing songs about yourself, worship songs, for example, that say, God, help me, heal my broken heart, satisfy me. I don't even know the lyrics to the songs, but I've just noticed a lot of Christian popular worship songs are about what God is doing for me. And when we take our eyes off of Jesus and put them on ourselves, it really doesn't help any of our problems. I mean, the things that you're singing help, that you want help for, they don't get fixed by looking at yourself. They are fixed when we take our eyes off of ourselves and put them on Jesus. So really, when you sing songs about Jesus and His mercy and His goodness and His power, then you are able to, once you focus on His worthiness, then you know after you sing those songs that He's able to help you in whatever issues that you have in your life, because He is worthy and He is powerful and He is merciful and loving and kind and all of those things. So your problems don't seem so big anymore. You don't have to sing about your problems to make them go away. You can actually just sing about His worthiness and His greatness, and you'll know that He's going to take care of whatever it is that you're going through, that He's going to be by you and taking care of that. So we want to enter into worship songs that magnify Jesus. And really, you can sing the hymns of Revelation. Again, you may not want to sit there in your quiet time and sing a cappella the whole time, but you can if that's something that you like to do. If you don't want to sing a cappella, if you want to sing worship songs, pick worship songs that magnify Him, and you can find those. I love all the musicians of IHOP, the Forerunner Music. You can buy their music at ihop.org. And then also I like Jesus Culture. I mean, their worship is really great. Carrie Job. I love the music that comes out of their church in Dallas. So, I mean, there's a lot of worship teams out there right now that are singing really good worship that really magnifies the Lord. And so find worship music that you like. Another option is to go to ihop.org, click on Prayer Room, and you can live worship with the people of God that are worshiping and exalting His name. You can also look at the archives, and you could look at Worship with the Word. Is a wonderful thing to look at. Maybe don't look at the intercession sets, but pull up the archives of Worship with the Word. And basically they use scripture and worship songs to worship Jesus. And that's a 2-hour block of music. So, and you can look at different worship leaders at ihop.org / prayer room. Maybe Corey Asbury is good, Misty Edwards, Jay Thomas. there's a lot of great worship leaders that maybe you like their voice and you like their style of worship, and each day you can look at the archives of their worship sets and use that in your worship time. Minimally, I use about 20 to 30 minutes for worship. The Psalms are also worship, so sometimes those can run together, so that's about an hour of time that I spend worshiping God. You can make it a little less. Maybe you sing the Psalms in 5 minutes and you worship for 15. So, but just find out what works for you. Some days are going to be different, of course. And just sing songs that really connect your heart to His in worship. And that's it, yeah. So that's all that I have today for worship. And so I'll talk about, we'll start getting into the actual workout portion. Worship also, in worship, sometimes I will sing in the Spirit. I'll go from worship to singing in the Spirit. I think that that's very important. If you don't do that, then I know that that's kind of a controversial topic. If you don't do that, I would start praying about that and see what God says to you about that. But anyway, I will do that also during my worship time to connect my heart to His. And so during the next video, I'll be talking about the more intensive parts of prayer. And I'll see you then. Okay.